Narcissists only go after people who they see as weak, albeit the person does have some qualities that they admire and that they think they can somehow benefit from, or people who they see as strong, who do have these qualities that they admire and that they think they can benefit from. But for these strong people, they see certain openings that they think they can use to break the person down. And those are the narcissist favorites, the people that they see as strong, having a lot to offer society, people, so on, admirable skills, traits, empathy, the ability to bond, network. You can go on and on. But these people who the narcissist sees as strong and very capable in many ways, but they think that they can somehow find an opening in that person to break them down. That's the narcissist sweet spot. And of course, these openings can take many forms, but what we commonly hear are things like low personal boundaries, people who give other people the benefit of the doubt again and again, people pleasing tendencies, self sacrificial nature. Sometimes people have this way about themselves where they think they can fix the worst problems of the world, even people who are seemingly unfixable, people who still think they can fix them, and so on. If you're a strong person, if you're a very capable person, if you have a lot of traits that are very admirable, in particular from somebody who lacks empathy and self-love, then you're the sweet spot for people with narcissistic traits if you give them attention, if you give them the time of day, at the beginning anyway, because few things massage the ego of the narcissist more than being able to get into the space of someone that they admire and who they see as strong, B, gaining that person's trust and allowing that person to lower their guards for the narcissist so the narcissist can encroach even further, and finally, the narcissist playing their card to destroy that person. So, what narcissists don't spend too much time investing in people, either in thought, emotions, planning out certain actions, and so on, unless they think they're going to get some form of reward for that from that person. Of course, sometimes narcissists can invest in people on a purely transactional basis. Like if you're trying to win some type of project deal to make money, fine. That's purely transactional, no harm done. You add value to the person, they pay you, and so on. But when it comes to interpersonal relationships, narcissists only really invest their time and effort in people that they think they can somehow get the better of. Because narcissists are chronically low in energy. They're chronically low in this wherewithal. So they're not going to invest their time in someone or something that they consider to be a dud. They want to see their payback, their reward. And hence, they choose their targets carefully because there's not many people they really target and properly invest their time and resources into. But when they do invest their time and resources into you, if you were targeted by the narcissist, maybe you were one of these people that they saw as strong but breakable. You were strong, had certain admirable traits, but you were still breakable in their view. Then by the time they even start to devalue you, they've already put in a lot of resources into you. And narcissists really want to see their investment come into fruition, which is they want to see the evidence of you being broken down. They want to see the evidence that they did have full control over you and that you've completely uplifted them, because when they first came across you, you were somebody who was heads higher than them, but then they want to feel heads higher over you by breaking you down. And that's why when it comes to things like the devaluation, the silent treatment, narcissists, they really want to see you chase them. They really want to see you begging for them. They really want to see you suffering because of them. And they want to see evidence of that. They want the ego stroke after ego stroke to prove that not only were you their worthy investment, and the dividends that you pay is you crumbling, but they need that just to revel in that outcome, which is the feeling of being better than you, the feeling of escaping from their inner torment, inner feelings of shame, inner feelings of not being good enough, inner feelings of worthlessness, inner feelings of just self-loathing, because narcissists can never escape those feelings of self-loathing and so on for long, and when they do escape it, it's through temporary distraction. But things that help them escape those feelings for longer periods of time, more than just fleeting moments, is when they can consistently and chronically put somebody down who they once respected and who they knew once was somebody who had some form of value that they admired, and they can eradicate that from that person. The narcissist's sweet spot is finding that person and breaking them down. And it's not because the narcissist wants to hurt you per se, but rather it's the hurting of you and seeing the evidence of your hurt and suffering that allows them to soothe their own inner torment. And that's the thing that is just so confusing for so many people, because it's so easy to take the narcissistic abuse personally, but rather it's nothing personal. It's just your pain is their remedy. Your pain is what they need to self-soothe, or the pain of somebody who's equivalent to you in their eyes in terms of value, status, and so on. And that's where it, of course, it's confusing, and of course it's hard not to take it personally, because in your mind, you don't care if somebody wants to destroy you because they hate you or because they need it to self-soothe. And in a way, you can think, what's the difference? I mean, it's hard to actually pinpoint where the difference is, but it's more about them than about you. And that's what narcissism is all about. But the thing is, when you don't chase them, when you don't beg for them, when you don't plead for them, when you don't show them that you're suffering, then all of a sudden, they just hurt more. They feel even more pain. When you don't chase them and you don't give them the satisfaction they need, then those feelings that they've been trying to run away from, shame, worthlessness, unlovability, self-loathing, and so on, they feel that even more. And that's why narcissists try sometimes, they even up their game and try even harder to get reactions out of you, try even harder to make you chase. And sometimes they'll climb mountains to try to make you chase them. They'll climb mountains to try to make you see value in them. They'll climb mountains to try to make you somehow feel something towards them that will prove to them that they're better than you. But when you don't play the part and you don't react as they need, they just feel that pain even more strongly. And even though they're kind of chasing their tail, doing this, doing that, becoming super active sometimes, becoming super chasing sometimes, becoming super nice and sweet and sympathetic and, showing self-reflection and so on. There's infinite things they do because it's their survival at stake. They're just trying to somehow get some form of reaction off the back of all of that, and where that reaction will somehow soothe their self-pain, their self-hatred, their worthlessness, and so on. Because it's so hard for them to hide from those feelings. And unfortunately for the narcissist, and probably more so, unfortunately, for the narcissist target, is that the best remedy for the narcissist in their torment is the pain of others that they have to inflict.